Big truck flipped over on the highway. Another big truck cuts me off. Really narrow, cool canyon with neat little tunnels. And flooding in Casper on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, so yeah, I just did a video last night, or yesterday morning actually it was. Yeah, I caught some neat stuff on the road today, so I thought we'd throw another one together. First up, yeah, truck flipped over. Dry roads, everything was fine, so all I can guess is he probably threw a steer tire or something, and that's why I'm so glad I just replaced my steer tire, because a bad steer tire, if that one blows, that will flip you off the road. And there's some skid marks and everything coming up to right before you see it, so let's dive in. Alright, here we are about halfway between Miles City, Montana and Billings. And we come across this first sign. Yep, wrecker ahead. Something's going on. As we continue, another sign up ahead. Fine double when workers present. Alright, there's obviously something happening up here. Here's another one. Right lane closed ahead. Alright, so I move on ahead over to the left lane. Then you see the truck up here where the workers are putting out all these signs, which is great. I'm glad they did that. 45 miles an hour, and we keep on going.
Westbound is a big truck laid over in the front end there.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, they're putting up all the signs and everything to let everyone know on this side now, so that's good.
I think it's just having tow truck there, drivers out there, standing there talking to the tow truck driver, and he had DOT out there in a big bear.
Yeah, more. All right, appreciate it.
You've already on him, you're right.
Right back at you.
Yeah, there's another sign making it more clear what's happening. Accident ahead.
Looks like, yeah, big truck. Looks like he might have lost a tire. I see all of a sudden a bunch of skid marks up here. That'll do it. That's why.
That's what makes me think of tire failure. Look at all those skid marks.
I was nervous about my steer tire getting any worse.
And now the Clutch Trucker zoom and slow-mo. It's a straight section of road right there. That's what makes me think of the steer tire probably failed and he just whipped off to the side like that, because look at those skid marks there. Yeah, that couldn't have been a fun ride. What do you think? Yeah, this was about halfway between Miles City, Montana, where I delivered this morning at that Murdoch's, and then was heading on my way over to Powell, Wyoming, and that's where that happened. And then right as I'm coming into the Billings area, they've been rebuilding this bridge on I-90 there forever, it seems. And so, you know, they put you down to one lane and everything. Truck in front of me puts on his signal like he's going to exit. Then at the last second decides, oh, no, don't want to do that. What a jerk. Anyway, so, yeah, then I rolled on through there. Had to go through the port of entry in Wyoming coming down from Montana. And, of course, they made me bring all my paperwork inside and everything, so I did all that. Real nice lady there inside, though. She said, well, what do you got? And I said, oh, I've got, you know, a load of feed from Cargill going to Murdoch's. And she said, oh, yeah, you got any extra? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's trying to be funny. I'm like, yeah, I think they're going to want everything I have. She's like, well, that's where I buy my feed, so I was just trying. So you can't blame me for trying. Delivery went well there, and then on my way between there and on my way over here towards the Casper area is where I am now, Evansville, Wyoming, at the Hat 6 truck stop. By the way, today is the 15th, Thursday, and that's where I'm parked right now, at the Hat 6. I like this truck stop a lot on the east side of Casper. But you come down through the Shoshone, I believe it is, Indian, or is it the Wind River Indian Reservation? And you go through the Wind River Canyon with the Wind River River right there, but it gets really narrow and you have these small little tunnels and everything. It's really cool. canyon is so narrow they have to even have tunnels for the train on the other side of the river, as well as on this side for the cars. But they're really cool looking tunnels. They're the old kind of blasted out dynamite ones. I really like the look of them. They look really cool. So this is really just kind of a neat little stretch of road to go down. And then they got me unloaded so quick there. You know, I showed on duty, checking in, backed in. They got me unloaded within like 20 minutes or so. And so then I rolled around and parked a little bit up the road there just so I could make myself a sandwich so I could eat that while I was driving. Well, I hadn't gotten a half-hour break there. And I forgot about that. See, I'm still getting used to the e-logs. And but then as I was checking everything, I realized, oh, I should have plenty of time to make it all the way to the Casper area. Well, as I'm coming into Casper, then I am about to get on I-25, had to go through that point of entry too, which I think is kind of BS because it's called the port of entry. I already entered Wyoming once. Why do I have to go through it again? But they rolled me across and let me leave. That was nice. But I get on I-25 and it says, road flooded, you must take the next exit. So, I mean, I literally just got on, have to get right back off. They've been working on that stretch of I-25 forever, it seems. And apparently, I've been driving through rain ever since shortly after leaving Powell. So apparently the thunderstorms around here were real bad and completely flooded I-25. And then on the road we had to take just to kind of get around all this. It's flooded. It's drivable, but flooded. All right, look up there to the right. That's the new bridge they've been building on I-25 now for a couple of years through Casper. And we're driving along, and this was the way we had to go till the bridge was open. Well, it's open now, but the problem is, right before that bridge, it's flooded. So now we're down here on the side road again, and here we go along, and okay, I'm following this pickup, and you can see he's putting on the brakes, and because there's a cop up there on the right, flashing the light, saying, hey, watch out. And look, yep, here we got to drive through the water. Like I say, this is passable, but yeah, it's still flooded. So just watch this pickup, yep, spreading all the water out. Well, at least I got an undercarriage wash on my truck and trailer. What do you think? Kind of crazy, but this was, yeah, obviously a major thunderstorm. It's been a huge rainy season this spring in Wyoming and very, very unusual. Yeah, so right after I got through that flooded section I just showed you, I turned right at the next stoplight and pulled into a parking lot because I had 1 minute left before my 30-minute break was due. Well, I should have been able to make it to the truck stop in time, but then because of all that and having to get off the highway and do the rerouting, that was about to come up, so I didn't want to go in violation, so I got there and hit personal conveyance and put in an explanation saying, roads flooded, no place to stop to do the 30, continuing on to truck stop, bang, hit the personal conveyance so that way it wouldn't tag me. I was 3 miles away at that point, for crying out loud. I'm not going to sit there in the parking lot for 30 minutes, you know, which in a parking lot I really shouldn't have been in anyway, just to go in the last 3 miles over to the truck stop. Come on. So I put in the explanation, so I don't think anybody would give me any crap about that. But that's the ridiculous part about e-logs. It's like, I mean, by planning, I should have been able to make it there in time, but then this pops up at the last minute. What are you going to do? All right, so like I said earlier, here we are parked at the Hat 6 truck stop in Evansville, Wyoming. I'm going to go over the last 20 miles over to Glen Rock tomorrow to pick up another load of lignite again, going back to Wisconsin. This morning when I got up, I called the broker I just did the serial for, running down to Cheyenne, and said, look, you happen to have another one of these for Monday? And they said, yeah, as a matter of fact, we do. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Called the guy at Lon at H-Bar Inn and said, okay, I know I'm doing this for you this weekend. You got another one next Wednesday? He said, yes, I do. I'm like, I'll take that one too. So, yeah, I'm now booked for the next week, doing this H-Bar Inn load with the lignite, which I really like, and the cereal load, which was really good. And that one picks up Monday at 2 p.m., delivers Wednesday morning at 5. So that'll work. So, and then I've got, yeah, the other one picking up Wednesday again of the same load I'm picking up tomorrow, back to Wisconsin for a Friday delivery. So I started already looking at stuff for next Friday. I got a couple ideas, but it's you know, over a week away. I'm gonna give it a little more time. What do you think? Yeah, luckily I took Rusty out when we got here because it had stopped raining for a few minutes, and of course now it's raining again. Here, what is it, about 7:45 p.m. here now. We've had so much rain in the Wyoming, Colorado area all this spring. Very unusual. Normally by mid-June, we always joke about it every year, you know, it's green for a little while in the spring, and then by mid-June all the prairies and the grasses and everything turn brown, and that's how you know we're almost to summer. Everything's still green. We don't normally get this much rain. It's been crazy. Like I said, drove through rain most of the afternoon today, and they got tons of rain here, enough to flood the roads in Casper, and that doesn't happen very often out here in the West. And now an Elliot update. Elliot update! Yeah, my partner Elliot, who is the one who formed L on Wheels, who I'm now driving with, unfortunately, he's having some bad luck. He's broke down in Minnesota. He got delivered yesterday, and then immediately after that, his clutch failed, and he was stuck. And there was a shop nearby, at least. Someone was able to look at it, but they said, yeah, it's probably the clutch. And so I talked to him again today, and it looks like it's going to be at least over the weekend until maybe next week before he's repaired and out of there. So, yeah, when I talked to him earlier today, he said, yeah, I think you and I have changed places. Because, you know, if you followed since I've started with L on Wheels, my first run out to Sparks, Nevada, I got stuck there for a week when I had the oil lines going in and out of the turbo failed and leaked all the oil out. I had that breakdown when I was going up to try to get to Glenrock, and when I had the fuel line things fail on me and all that. At least they failed in such a way I was able to keep driving for a little while. But I was shut down in the Glendo and Wright area in Wyoming for, what, 4 or 5 days. And then I had that trailer rejected in Michigan, so I sat there over Memorial Day weekend for 3 days. And he had just sat for 3 days, 3.5 days, I think, in Columbia, New Jersey. So he said, yeah, I think we've switched places there. So everybody give your thoughts and prayers behind Elliot, and hopefully he'll get back on the road soon. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing a video tonight, but then caught all this cool video to show you anyway, so why not? Right, Rusty? Oh, yes, I know they're coming soon. Yes, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, please like and comment. Ring that bell for notification, too, so you know when the new videos come out. Don't forget about Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, where I always put some Rusty pics. I've been lax on that lately, I'm sorry. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Now, what did you say your name was? George. George Caldwell. Look, I got thrown off the silver streak. I just need to use your phone. You ain't from around here, is you, Steve? George. Rita Betry. Now, listen, Steve. There's no phone here, and I'm about to go on the other side of Albuquerque to meet the sheriff, so you can come on with me. All right, come down here. We always start down here, and there it goes. All right. All over it. Yeah, we got 3 smaller pieces today because we're getting towards the bottom of this bag. But don't worry, got another whole full bag right there, all ready for him. Can't let Rusty go without his begging strips after all, right? Oh yeah. That would be a crime. It would be a terrible thing. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose. I've got no begging strips. Can you name that song? There you go. All right. Ooh, dropped a big crumb. Better get it. Yum, yum, yum. Happy dog. All right. Happy dog look, Rusty. Up here, buddy.